Don't miss the tea. Subscribe now.
Girl, pour me another glass. Seriously, fill it to the brim. No, don't look at me like that. I'm not having a crisis. Okay, well, maybe I am having a crisis. It's entirely in my head, but it's eating me alive. I regret it. I regret everything about how we handled the legal stuff when we got married. I wish we had signed a prenup. SHH, stop. I know, we've been married for 6 years. We're the golden couple. We aren't fighting. He hasn't cheated. I love him. But this thought is like a relentless, buzzing fly trapped in my skull. Let's rewind. Do you remember when we got engaged? That whole whirlwind. The ring, the venue, hunting. Do you remember that awkward lunch with my dad? He pulled me aside and looked me dead in the eye and asked, "Are you two doing a prenup?" At the time, I was so offended. I was 20-something, starry-eyed and high on bridal magazines. I told him absolutely not. When I told Mark about it later, he gave me this puppy dog look and said, "Babe, a prenup feels so unromantic. Why would we enter a marriage assuming it's going to end?" And because I wanted to be the cool girl, the girl who doesn't care about material things, I agreed. I nodded and said, "You're right, it's insulting to our love." God, I want to go back in time and shake that girl. I want to grab her by the shoulders and scream, "It's not unromantic, it's insurance, you idiot." Because here we are 6 years later, and things have changed. You know how hard I've busted my ass for this career. I landed this job that I am obsessed with. I'm climbing the ladder. I'm actually seeing real money for the first time in my life. I am building a future. And honestly, that's where the problem starts. Mark works hard, don't get me wrong. But the gap is there. I make more, not like private jet more, but enough that it matters. Enough that I'm the one carrying the heavy lifting for our retirement plans. And we're talking about kids now. Once kids are in the mix, everything gets messy. Here is the tea, and this is where I feel like a monster. I look at our accounts and I see my hard work. And then this little voice whispers, "If he leaves you, he takes half of that." I don't even know what half looks like, legally speaking, because I was too busy being romantic to talk to a lawyer 6 years ago. It's not just paranoia. Look at my Aunt Linda. Last Thanksgiving, she was married for 15 years. 15 years, then boom, Uncle Jerry hits a midlife crisis, finds a yoga instructor, and suddenly Linda is fighting for her life in court. It was a bloodbath. I watched her lose the house. I watched her retirement get sliced up. And then last week, my coworker, Sarah, she just finalized her divorce. She told me the legal fees alone cost more than her car. She said, "I wish I had protected myself. I never thought he'd be this vicious, but money changes people." That phrase has been haunting me. Money changes people. So, being the anxious person I am, I decided to address it. I thought, we're adults. We communicate. I can bring this up rationally. Huge mistake. Huge. We were sitting right here on this couch, maybe 3 months ago. We were watching TV, and I just casually turned to him. I tried to keep my voice light. I said, "Hey, you know, with everything happening with my Aunt Linda, have you ever thought about maybe doing a post-nup? Just to, set everything out on paper, so we never have to worry about it." Girl. The temperature in the room dropped 20 degrees. He muted the TV. He turned to me, and his face was heartbroken and defensive all at once. He goes, "Where is this coming from?" I tried to explain about my savings and wanting us to be safe. He cut me off. He got so loud. He said, "So you are planning our divorce, that's what this is. You're sitting there, counting your money, figuring out how to cut me loose." I told him no, I told him I love him, but he stood up and started pacing. He said it was insulting. He said, "I thought we were partners. I thought what's mine is yours. Apparently you think what's yours is yours, and you're just waiting for the shoe to drop." He made me feel like absolute trash. We dropped it because he was getting so worked up I thought he might actually sleep in the guest room. I apologized. I backpedaled. But I wasn't sorry for thinking it. We swept it under the rug, but the lump is still there. And now I'm living with a secret. The worst part is, his reaction kind of validated my biggest fear. It makes me wonder, why is he so threatened by me protecting myself? Is it because he knows I make more? Or does he subconsciously like the fact that our finances are so tangled that I can't leave easily? God, listen to me. I can't leave easily. I sound like I'm trapped. I'm not trapped. I want to stay married to him forever. But I also didn't think my Aunt Linda would get divorced. I just feel stuck. I can't bring it up again because he'll think I'm planning a divorce. But if I don't, this anxiety will keep festering. And what happens if we have kids? Then I'm really locked in. If I'm the primary earner and we split, am I paying him alimony? Am I losing half my 401k? The thought makes me physically ill. I worked so hard for that money. Am I the asshole here? Tell me the truth. Do I sound like I'm 1 foot out the door? I swear I'm not. I'm just an adult who realized too late that love isn't a legal defense. I just wish he had let me do the unromantic thing 6 years ago. Now it's a bomb sitting in our living room. Pass the bottle. I feel like I'm gambling with my life, and I hate gambling. I really, really hate it.